Good afternoon, everyone. It is the 14th of October 2024, and we continue to see strength across the markets. And today we'll start with Bitcoin. And by the way, just if you haven't already known, I've just released my new book, Mastering the 5-Day Moving Average. Uh, it's on Amazon. I will link in the description below. If you have a chance, feel free to please check it out. Anyhow, let's jump in to see what's going on here. So Bitcoin doing exactly what we anticipated it would. Found supply off this anchor down here from the August 5th low, and then it rallied, pulled back a little bit, came back down to the anchor of this low. Quickly have a look on a short-term time frame exactly what happens. So it pulled back perfectly, pretty much down to that 5-day moving average, and then found some supply, and it's made a burst up out of this channel that we drew in last week. So I think if you're involved in Bitcoin, it looks like it's probably going to make a bigger move here. But just know where your stops are, and if it starts to fizzle out once it gets above 66,586, then make sure you lock in those profits. Let's have a look at the broader term markets and see what's going on. So the S&P 500 here continue to make all-time highs. It's going to make an all-time closing high today as well. It's above that 5-day moving average, beautifully on the shorter term time frame on here on the right. This is the 30-minute. And it will be for the next little while, unless we get a significant sell-off, which would be catastrophic, but that's obviously not going to happen. So we're above all the appropriate moving averages, and we're above all appropriate volume-weighted average prices. So I think the path of least resistance is upwards, and we continue on in the SPY. Now NASDAQ broke this prior level of resistance up here at 494. It looks like it's gapped up today, and then it reclaimed the volume weighted average price, and it's continued on upwards. So maybe we're going to see the Nasdaq make some all-time highs in the next little bit if we continue above this 5-day moving average, and all the other appropriate moving averages and volume weighted average prices are indicating that we will continue upwards. So let's just keep an eye on that. If you're looking to get involved, I would say you probably want to look for a pullback, but chances are we're probably going to see a lockout rally all the way through. See what happens. Semiconductors continue on upwards, gapped up today beautifully with NVDA leading the charge. We're above a Ryzen 50 and 20-day moving average now, and that 200-day moving average is continuing to rise. Broken record here above a Ryzen 5-day moving average is making the appropriate higher highs and higher lows. I think that if you know we're involved, your worst case stop be under 258 for the day. Don't give away those profits. XBI, I did get a little bit involved in the XBI today. It looked like it was going to probably be a lockout rally, so I waited. I'll quickly change this right column to the shorter term time frame. So what I did was basically it pulled back this morning, caught some supply down here, which would be the 5-day moving average on a short-term time frame. But then I bought actually up here at 98.36 when it made that when it regained the volume weighted average price for the day, and so far it's onwards and upwards. My stop is under 97.99 to mitigate any risk. I haven't taken any profits off this yet, and we'll see what happens. But I think the problem is with this one, if you don't get involved, you're gonna miss out on the bigger move. But who knows? Maybe tomorrow we gap down and we lose all these profits. But we're above that rising. We're above the 20-day moving average now, and we're above the 50-day moving average now. So this market's really turned around. I'm hoping that we continue on up towards that 103 mark for another shot at that breakout on the longer term time frame. Russell 2000 continues on upwards. I didn't get involved in this one today. I was looking to potentially get a pullback. It broke out of that channel there late last week after shaking me out. I didn't get involved here, but if you're looking to get involved, I'd say, yeah, look for that pullback. But Russell 2000 is just choppy as shit. Don't particularly want to get involved in there. Today, on the energy side of things, the 5-day moving average is going to continue to, well, it's going to actually start rising tomorrow because we're going to start eating into this data here. We're still above that rising 20 and 50-day moving average on that long-term time frame. So I think the fact that, that's going to start to turn, maybe if you're looking to get involved, if it breaks above 93.15, I would say your worst case stop goes under this at 91.94. But if you trade the energy names, that looks like a potential low risk entry to get involved in. Financials continue on to make all-time highs. It's yeah, and that is all I'm going to say about those. It is the financials. Have a quick look at the bonds and see what's going on with the bonds today. Bonds are trying to stabilize. They're getting a bit of a rally like we were talking about. Still below that 5-day moving average, but we continue to decline. We're below a 50 and 20-day moving average, as well as 200 days starting to decline as well. So bonds aren't one to get in on the long side, and personally, probably not one for shorting bonds either. But if you're going to do it, I'll leave that up to you. We'll have a quick run through the Mag 7 stocks. Apple didn't do what we anticipated. It ended up gapping up and running today. But if you're involved here, then I would say your worst case stop's likely probably half your stop would go under 230 and the other half would be under 229. You might want to give this one a bit of room, but I was looking for a pullback potentially to get involved, but that's not what happened. So if you're involved here, it looked like on the daily time frame, it's going to break. If it can break above this 232 mark, then maybe we'll be upwards and onwards. Meta broke out of this channel, but it's pulled back and selling off for the remainder of the day here. Not one to get involved in. Microsoft, as we discussed last week, we were looking for that higher high above a flat to rise on 5-day moving average. I'd say because that 50 is now starting to rise, I'm not too worried about that 20, but that looks like where it kind of tried to gap up to this morning on the second 30-minute bar here. But we're seeing a little bit of profit taken here near the end of the day. But generally, that's a higher high, but that's your higher low, and now you've got a higher high. So if this forms into another higher low, we could see further movement on the upward side for Microsoft to return back to, back up to the appropriate levels here where it probably should be. 20-day moving average is going to continue to decline for a little bit. So I think if we break past that, that's a good sign that Microsoft's on its way up. Google turned itself around today. We have that rising 5-day moving average now, and we're above a 20-day moving average. The 50 is just starting to rise over the next couple of days, and the 200-day moving average is rising. I think if you want to look at get involved here, have a look for that pullback to maybe the month-to-date volume weighted average price and get involved. NVDA gapped up and ran today. We were hoping for a pullback to re-get involved here. I had previously got stopped out at 131.93. And we're now all the way up here at 138. So that's a $7 per share loss that I wasn't able to capitalize on, and that's just by my own mistakes. But if you're involved here, I'd say make sure you lock in your profits. Amazon's kind of doing what we sketched in here. Wanted to pull back a little bit. Maybe we consolidate, tighten things up, and we get going here, and we can make a low risk entry over the next few days. Maybe it pulls back a little bit closer to this 5-day moving average that's rising, and then we make a higher high, and we look at getting involved. But that's pretty much it for everything for today, folks. Hope you had a great weekend, and like I said, if you haven't had a chance, please sure to stop by the Amazon store. Link is in the description below for Mastering the 5-Day Simple Moving Average, a Trader's Guide to Precision and Profit. You can pick it up as an ebook for only $9.99 USD. So anyhow, have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your Monday, and I will catch you tomorrow.